Tonight, we continue to feature some of Marywood's most outstanding student athletes. We go from the baseball diamond last week to the turf field this week. Beyond the Arch starts now. He is a pre-PA major and junior defenseman for Marywood's men's lacrosse team. A graduate of New Fairfield High School in Connecticut, he was a team captain, an All-Southwest Conference player, and an All-Southwest Conference academic student. In his freshman year as a Pacer, he made the Colonial States Athletic Conference Academic Honor Roll. He saw his role in the team expand in his sophomore year, starting in 14 of Marywood's 19 games. He totaled 34 ground balls and caused 16 turnovers. Before I interview him, I head to the turf field to go one-on-one with Luke McFadden next.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
So who's gonna do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice.
And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Right, mi cariño. So like I said, everything I learned about cooking, I learned from Grandma's empanadas. Shall we go again?
Yep.
Mix the beef with the onions with the peppers with the paprika with the garlic with the oregano with the cumin. Got it?
Got it.
Throw in the olives, stir, season, stir again, pour out the flour, roll out the dough, make a circle, drop in a fistful of filling, fold over, press down, and ta-da!
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Welcome back. I'm pleased to be joined by a defenseman for the Marywood men's lacrosse team, Luke McFadden. Luke, thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. We're thrilled to have you on the show here tonight in our second episode. So let's get right down to it. So the first thing about the show we always ask is about Luke the person before we get to know about Luke the lacrosse player. So why don't you talk to us a little bit about your journey here? How did you arrive at Marywood-University?
I had a pretty normal journey, I guess. I am from Sherman, Connecticut. It's a small town. I was in same school, pre-K through 8th grade, and there was about 300 of us in the public school, so I graduated with a class of 42. And then I went to the high school the town over, New Fairfield High School, and I played summer lacrosse during, we just did tournaments on a summer team. And then I started my college search maybe like sophomore year. So then at these schools, I would just kind of send out an email to the coaches. And at one point, I met Coach Burrell at a summer tournament, and I think it was Massachusetts or something, maybe Jersey. Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But then I decided to come here on July 5th, actually.
Nice.
Burrell, and I spoke to him, and kind of all downhill from there. Kind of smooth sailing.
So, you said you were in a pretty small class then in high school. So how does it compare to Marywood, do you think? Do you feel comfortable that Marywood's sort of not a huge campus, or do you think it's really big for you, or what do you think?
Oh, I think Marywood's perfect. I think it's actually a little bit bigger than my high school, so I feel like it wasn't downsizing and it wasn't too huge of a jump, so it was more of a comfortable transition, I would say. And then it was actually funny because like a week after I told my grandparents, I was like, hey, I decided going to Marywood-University. And my grandmother, my nanny, I call her, she goes, in Scranton, Pennsylvania? I was like, yeah. Like, have you heard of it? And she goes, I went to high school there. When it was an all-girls high school. So it was a complete coincidence, but yeah.
Sort of come a full circle.
Yeah,
that's a nice story, though, yeah. All in the family, kind of.
Exactly.
So now you're majoring in pre-PA.
Yes.
So now talk a little bit about that major, if you would. And that is a pretty, involved major, so I'm curious to know about your balance there between athletics and that.
Yes, it's pretty demanding, but I do enjoy it. It's a lot of sciences. I'm taking physio right now, physiology, and immunology, which are some pretty challenging classes.
They sound it.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means. I don't think so.
Right, they're good. And I think lacrosse really keeps me focused, actually. I've always played a sport. In high school, I played 3 sports. So I've always kind of I would always go school, practice, homework. And that was kind of just my whole life. And I think, honestly, I do better grade-wise during the season. So I think the season really helps me out.
That's interesting, yeah, because I think there's some studies that people say, like, if you're highly involved in something, it sort of pushes you to do the schoolwork better and stuff. Right. So it really hasn't ever hindered you then? It's never been an obstacle that you don't feel like?
No, I would say much more time now in college. It was never hours of studying. I was always kind of a one night before the test kind of studier. But now I can't really do that in the PA program or the pre-PA program. It's a lot more demanding. But, you know, you kind of just build a habit. We're creatures of habit, I guess.
Absolutely. Now, what drew you into the PA pro? What drew you to that specific major? Is there any in particular thing you really love about that major, or what do you think?
I would say just, again, I would kind of tie it back to sports because I was always in the doctor's office, and I was like, I would come back with a broken bone or whatever. I got stitches all the time, so I was kind of thinking like, oh, my body's amazing. Like, it's crazy. I can heal. I can go out there, do all that. So then I started looking into healthcare, just kind of the body interested me, and I was like, oh, I don't want to go do 10 years of school.
Right.
Or to become a doctor, that seems too much. And then I kind of stumbled upon physician assistant. And the fact that I can do it in 6 years and still be a qualified healthcare professional, really, I think that's great.
So does it ever make you, because I know like lacrosse is a physical sport. I found that out in the brief 5 minutes or whatever that I spent there with you. But does it ever make you a little bit worried because you know so much about the body and the dangers that something like that could pose, or is it sort of like a curse, do you think? Or
I think it's more amazing than anything. I think like going in, I'm sitting in class and they say this is how, like, when your muscle breaks down, this is what happens. So then the next day when I get hit or I get checked and I'm sitting in the trainer, I'm like, Heidi, what's going on? Like my legs randomly twitching at night or something like that. I'm like, oh, you know why? It's because my nerve, whatever. You know? So I think it's nice having a conversation and kind of understanding more of what I'm putting my body through.
So how have you found Marywood's program here?
Oh, I love it. I love the class size. I would say really makes a big difference. I think I have a good connection with all my teachers. I feel comfortable. I like it.
So what are your career aspirations in that field?
I would like to go into orthopedics again. I would like to stay kind of in that sports realm where I would like, when I get older, I can see athletes like myself and say, hey, how's your season going? Or I would like to say more in the sports realm, and I think the orthopedics would be able to give me that exposure.
So you're looking to open a practice around here, back home?
I would like to go back home. At least I think I would like to hit the city, a city. Like I said, I'm from a small town, so I really don't think Scranton is like, I don't really see this as a major city. But
no, it's probably not. No.
Right, I'm a Boston fan, so.
Oh, but Boston fan. Oh boy, I'm a Yankee fan.
Oh, don't bring up the Super Bowl either.
Oh God, you're not gonna like it. I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh jeez.
Wow, we're hitting all the wrong chords here.
Really,
oh my.
Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, we better switch the topic. Okay, so what are your other interests besides maybe lacrosse or? Well, I know you said you played a couple sports, so we could start there and then maybe expand a little bit outside of athletics. Do you do anything else to pass your time?
Yeah, I am actually in a men's hockey league. All the alumni from my high school team, we stay connected. So when we go home for winter break, I'm part of that. And then also, I live on a lake, so I do a lot of wakeboarding and spend my summers. They call me I'm a lake rat, as some may call me. But yeah, I enjoy it.
So you said now you played other sports. What were those other sports that you played?
I played hockey and football.
Right. So now is lacrosse tops for you? Is that your favorite?
Yes.
Well, then worked out. Okay.
Was tops. Hockey was a very close second. Yeah.
See, it's interesting because I was talking a little bit before, but it's interesting about how different the levels of interest in sports are from like an area like here to an area where you're from. Because here, you know, it's pretty much your basic football, baseball, basketball. But where you're from, you said hockey and lacrosse are pretty much right up there. So are those the top two sports? Or?
Yes, I would say hockey and I know it's funny because I talked to some kids from Pennsylvania and they said that like you said, nobody even has a lacrosse team, and then by me, that's like Friday nights or Wednesdays. The games would be huge. It would be comparable to our football games, which seems kind of crazy for some people who don't even have lacrosse as a sport. But yeah, I don't know why it happens, but it did.
Was your choice of Marywood academically or athletically driven? Because I feel like we get all kinds of different responses on this one.
I think it was the perfect storm. I think I really do not think I would have found Marywood if it wasn't for lacrosse, because I think Coach Bell, as I said, I spoke to him, and then it just, I looked online. I was like, oh my gosh, they have it. Like, what are the odds coming from like being such a small school too? I saw the size. I was like, oh, what are the odds they have pre-PA? And then they did, and I was like, okay, that's it. It was a simple decision for me. You know, it kind of had it all.
Well, we're glad to have you, and we'll be right back with Luke after this.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, butt in the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook. And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Continue with Marywood men's lacrosse defender Luke McFadden. All right, Luke, we got to know a lot about you in that first segment. So I want to stick with you for just a couple more, maybe minutes or so, because we only got so much time here. I really want to get to your athletics. But do you have any favorite athletes growing up, or anybody that you sort of looked up to, or?
That's a tough question. I would say recently I've been all about Conor McGregor hype. I think
okay, cool.
I just find him, he's such a competitor, and yeah, I also kind of like the swagger and the antics of him too. So I think I can watch YouTube videos of that guy all day long, and I'd say he's up there.
You're never like bringing a fur coat to the
turf
field, are you?
Oh man, no.
Well, no, I asked you beforehand too. We asked about I said if you could have dinner with anybody or meet anybody. You said I think Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, and who was the third one you said?
I would say LeBron James probably.
That's okay. I'm a Cavs fan too, so that's. I'm actually a boxing fan too. Me and my dad are boxing fans, so I watched Mayweather growing up and stuff, and he's the best I've seen in my lifetime. Right. So are you into boxing or just combat sports, or what do you?
Yes. Again, I YouTube. I YouTube everything. So I think especially before my games and stuff like that, if I want to watch, if I want something to get me kind of jacked up, like Floyd Mayweather, again, has all the hype behind him. You see some of these YouTube videos, and even when he's working out, he's surrounded by cameras, and I think he really embraces the whole athlete, but superstar celebrity. So I think he's pretty funny, and again, him and Conor McGregor in the room together is always hilarious. So why wouldn't you want to sit through that dinner?
What do you think? There'll be a rematch? What do you think?
Oh no, I think so. No, I hope not. If he does, I hope he goes to UFC. So he can get his butt kicked.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So now, when did you? We're transitioning over into Luke the athlete. I think we got a pretty good idea of who you are. So now we'll talk about who you are on the field. So, when did you start playing lacrosse?
I started lacrosse. I don't even know. Probably young, third, fourth grade.
Okay.
And again, I think it was just at that time. I think it was kind of just a boom. All of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh yeah, our high school has a lacrosse team." I was like, so all my friends were like, "Yeah, let's play lacrosse," and I was like, "All right, let's do it." And then everyone loved it, and everyone kind of stayed together through it. So I was playing with the same guys from third grade to my senior year of high school.
Is there anyone in particular that introduced you to it, or do you point to someone that's a mentor in the sport for you?
would say no. I think it kind of just
Like a continuous sort of a thing?
I kind of just picked it up. My dad, no one in my family really played it before.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's a pretty physical sport, though, for like 3rd and 4th grade. Did you ever not like the physicality? Because or does it take a toll, I guess? Because I know, I was even a little sore after just a couple of minutes. Those drills we did. So do you embrace the physicality of the sport? Does it take a toll?
I love the physicality. I think that's part of the. I think that's one of my favorite parts of it. Honestly, I love. Again, I think it just brings that competitiveness to another level. And when I see somebody, I'm like, all right, let's see who's more of a man. Like, I'm gonna hit you, you're gonna hit me, and let's see who comes out. So I think that's a fun part too. I think it's kind of like not really proving your dominance, but like kind of showing that you're like a man or being tough or whatever.
So you like being a defender for that, obviously, I guess, because you get to lay out a few people over the
Right.
course of the
I get
season.
to hit them more than they get to hit me,
Right.
so there's not really much to hate.
So, what is one thing that you pride yourself on more than anything else on the field, would you say?
I would say communication. I think I always talk to everybody, like every time. I don't know if you've watched the games, but every time we get scored on, which happens, I always bring everybody in. I like to talk and kind of try and figure out what went wrong, and I think that's the biggest part of being a team is being able to be like, hey, you should be doing this, and then receiving that communication and not losing your temper or doing anything like that. So
you said you're the captain of the defense too, right?
Yes.
So what kind of do you feel a sense of added responsibility or accountability, or what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think there's a little bit more like pressure on you. I feel like compared to last year, I feel like more people are kind of like looking at me in the huddle or something like that. But I have Seth DeVere, he's captain too, and he's another defenseman I play with. So I think having him there like totally kind of levels it out, and I kind of like when I get stuck or don't know what to say, I'll be like, hey, Seth, and he's like right there, and he like kind of just picks that right up, and he always can kind of like we kind of balance each other out, I guess you would say.
What do you think your proudest moment on the lacrosse field was?
Proudest moment.
Or your proudest achievement or anything?
I think it was my junior year of high school. I think we won our conference championship, and I think that was really fun. We never made it to states because we always have, like again, Connecticut. I feel like you had some powerhouse teams. I remember my senior year, like New Cane had, I think it was 17 D1 commits. So we never won that state championship, but the conference championship was pretty cool, and I was happy to be a part of that team.
What is one thing you still want to achieve on the field?
I would love to beat Cabrini.
Okay, yeah.
We always come so close. I think it's like we've made the conference finals against Cabrini, however many times. I think it's like 7 or 8, and I think it's like they haven't lost a game in 250 games. And I think finally snapping that streak and bringing home a CSAC title to Marywood would be great, especially as an upperclassman, I would feel.
So what makes it all worth it for you? Like why student athlete, because I feel like everybody tries to understand the grind, and I know you said that it actually helps you, but what makes it worth it for you? Why do you do what you do?
I like to compete. I would say that was one thing. I think like going out there and like becoming a captain or becoming a starter and playing a lot more. I think like it's kind of a sense of self-worth, and then I would also say having my family come every Saturday, Wednesday game. I mean, they're always here. Being able to talk to them after the game, I think it kind of brings us together more too. So I think I'm not saying my parents wouldn't come visit me here, but I think it's great. Like when I'm playing lacrosse and I like look over and I see my parents in the stand, I really like that.
Definitely a nice feeling, I'm sure. Now, transitioning really quickly over into the team. Now, I talked to your coach. I interviewed him when I was at your practice last week. He has some pretty high expectations for you guys. He says you guys should be competing for a conference championship. So do you share his feelings? What do you think?
Absolutely. I don't see why we can't. We're pretty, as opposed to years before, we have a more upperclassman-led team. Like I said, our defense is all juniors, and then our offense has more firepower, older firepower, who know what they're doing, and I think this might be our year.
Is it now or never? Because the group's getting older? What do you think?
No, not now or never.
Okay.
I think I think just having older people can kind of guide the young ones, and then they'll pick up right where we left off, or hopefully continue improving.
So how about a personal goal for you?
A personal goal for me would be to lead the team in turnovers, I would say, and just be able to have everyone kind of like follow me into that conference championship and kind of just believe in each other this year.
Now, I saw you ranked 3rd coming into the season in the CSAC preseason poll.
Yes.
Now, be honest with me, do you care about that, or does it matter to you, or how do you feel about the 3rd place ranking?
I think it's a little, I think we should be second. I mean, we came in second. I don't know why we would go down after placing second, but I don't really pay attention to that. I think it's hard, even going into games. I think if you get too wrapped up in stats, I think it kind of throws you off. And I don't really like to look at it. I kind of look at it game by game.
Well, Luke, thank you very much for joining us here tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
And we'll tell you what you could expect next week right after this.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
I want to thank Luke for coming tonight. Next week, field hockey and women's lacrosse athlete Gwyneth Gleason joins us. As always, I would like to thank you for watching. Head over to TV-Marywood's official YouTube page to watch full episodes of the show. Be sure to follow TV-Marywood on Twitter and like us on Facebook. From everyone at TV-Marywood, have a great night.